ブリムが心開くなんて大したもんだ。
リコじゃなきゃできないよ。
才能だな。
私にも得意なことがあるんだ。ミブリムに会ってミブリムのことを考えていたら、私のことも少し分かった気がします。私、ポケモン。
What's up, Pokemon fans? What's up, Pokemon trainers? As we have spent time over the past 21 weeks reviewing each and every episode of Pokemon Horizons, I think I've done a pretty good job of conveying how special Pokemon Horizons is in the Pokemon space, especially when you immediately grab Pokemon Horizons and you compare it to the most recent thing, which was Pokemon Journeys. Although Pokemon Journeys did have a lot of really high moments and really good arcs, I would say. Like, I personally enjoyed the whole arc, and of course the ending arc where Ash finally becomes Pokemon champion. I mean, how can you not love that when you have 25 years of build up towards this one moment? But it was about the journey getting to that moment that there was a lot of things that just weren't very good. And it was just one of those shows, kind of like, well, you guys can imagine the shows that have just been around for a very long time that, you know, eventually there's just a lot of things that aren't very good. And there are very good things, but then there are very not good things as well. So when you have Pokemon Horizons, it's refreshing and it's great to see. And when you have Liko as our main character really leading the charge, and this episode really is an amalgamation. And just to be clear on what that means so no one has to Google anything, that just means like everything came together, okay, into this one character. And this episode, in episode 21, with her getting a Hatenna, was incredibly cute, right? I've been wondering since the show started, outside of Sprigatito, what's going to be her first Pokemon capture, and it ended up being a Galarian Pokemon in Hatenna. And I love Hatterene. Like, I think Hatterene is an amazing Pokemon in Sword and Shield. Hatterene was on my Trick Room team, and I had really good success with having Hatterene on my team. So I really like Hatterene a lot. One of my favorite Galarian Pokemon, for sure. So, you know, in seeing her get a Hatenna, I was like, this is awesome. And then, you know, it dug deeper into it. And I'm going to make us a super point here in a minute, but it dug deeper into it, into Hatenna's mannerisms and what the Pokemon, you know, really, really needs and why it's acting a certain way. And it's really controlled by emotion, by human emotion. And human emotion really dictates its behavior and personality. And it tends to go towards trainers who are more calm-minded, more even tilt. And eventually Liko is able to become that for Hatenna, and she's able to actually capture it at the end of the episode, becoming her second Pokemon, living in the back of her sweater, jacket, whatever you want to call it, you know, her hoodie, you know. So I think that was absolutely awesome and incredible, okay? So the thing that I think makes Horizons even more special than being this really cute little story and learning about Pokemon and all this stuff is, at the end of the episode, one of the points that I really wanted to make is Liko gets praised, okay? And she gets praised because Hatenna is not a Pokemon that succumbs to trainers frequently. And this is told to us by Freed, who, you know, former Pokemon professor, whatever. And by doing that, right, he affirmed that she has something special to offer as a Pokemon trainer. And part of the journey over the past 21 episodes is Liko finding out about Pokemon, finding out about being a Pokemon trainer, and finding out what that means to her. And this is the first piece of that journey kind of clicking into place for her, is like, she now found something which is praise, right? And I think all children especially want to be praised for something, to know that they're unique at something, that they're special at something, that there's something only they can do. And Freed was able to give that to Liko by affirming, not by just words, but by the actions that she took. He's able to kind of reaffirm that, hey, those actions you took is something only you could do. And that got her to, you know, immediately elevate. And she's like, this is what I want to be as a trainer. I want to connect with Pokemon on this level. And I think that is awesome. And I think that's incredible. And I think that she found her place and she found her way and she found what's going to motivate her as a trainer. So that then is able to open this door, this broad spectrum door of like what she can really do and be, right? Not only did she was able to train and put Sprigatito on this map, who was a rough Pokemon around the edges, but then she was able to start a bond and relationship with Arboliva, which she's in Arboliva's care, right? So she technically has a second Pokemon, but we have Arboliva, who, you know, is kind of attuned to her. You then have the Pokemon, the tortoise Pokemon within the pendant, and then now she has this other Pokemon in Hatena. So it's like, okay, the world is kind of the oyster at this point, and she found a way in what kind of trainer she wants to be. And I think it's awesome. And for the kids who end up watching the show, right, like, they also can, what's the word for it? But like when you see yourself in somebody, they can not empathize, but they can kind of like see themselves in Liko and be like, yeah, that's me. You know what I mean? I think that's really, really cool. So at least I know it will be for my kids. So anyways, I really loved this episode. This episode was awesome. Hatena's extremely cute, and I think she is a great partner Pokemon for Liko. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments down below. I appreciate you guys being here for episode 21 of Pokemon Horizons. And my friends, I'll see you guys next week for Pokemon Horizons episode 22. All right. Peace, my friends.